Have you guys heard of the Derm skincare line from COSRX? That's what we're going to get into in today's video. Hey guys, welcome back to Sheri Approved. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. I am Sheri, a licensed skincare consultant. And if you're already part of the Sheri Approved family, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So earlier this year, COSRX came out with a whole new line of skincare, some serums and so on, that they call their Derm skincare line, which they say has come out of a lot of research with regards to putting ingredients together in the optimal concentrations to work on your skin. Now, this is quite interesting because I don't know how many of you would have taken a look at a video I did like several months ago on Western versus Korean skincare. And one of the things I had mentioned was with regards to active ingredients, especially things like retinol and so on, that you couldn't really find it that much in Korean skincare products. Well, it seems as though that is changing, and Korean skincare is definitely taking on a little bit more of these types of products, and COSRX threw their hat in the game and they released a line of I think 5 or 6 products. I have almost all of them and I have been testing them out, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you. So this entire new line from COSRX is focused completely on active ingredients. So think about The Ordinary, think about Cos de Baja, think about Face Theory, think about these types of companies that have been really, since The Ordinary paved the way, coming out with ingredient focused products. The line has a vitamin C serum, a niacinamide serum, a hyaluronic acid serum, 2 retinols, and I also believe there is a new sunscreen as well by COSRX. I don't know if they'll probably add on a couple things as the line grows and probably as the popularity increases. We'll see. But COSRX is one of those OG Korean brands that really brought Korean skincare forefront. I think in the Western world, a lot of us would have started with Korean skincare because of the evergreen and ever so popular product that has a cult following, which is the COSRX Snail Mucin Essence. I know I have gone through several bottles of that, and it was one of the things that literally baptized me into Korean skincare. Very, very nice and very interesting to see Korean skincare brands, especially brands like COSRX, that is more well known in the Western world, coming out with these types of products. Now, I did not purchase the hyaluronic acid serum and the new sunscreen. The new sunscreen, it seems as though they're really focused on the US market because it has mainly the filters that are usually used in the US. And based on the reviews that I've seen, I know that sunscreen is not going to be for me. My skin is sensitive to some of those filters, so I will not be purchasing that. And the other thing I didn't purchase is the hyaluronic acid. I'm usually not so overly impressed or drawn to purchasing hyaluronic acid serums. I have a couple, and they are not the most used thing in my skincare routine. Why? Because like everything has hyaluronic acid, and in most cases, you actually don't need a separate hyaluronic acid product unless there's a specific thing that you're probably trying to deal with or something that you actually want to do, because overuse of hyaluronic acid could also create problems for your skin. So I skipped those 2 items, but I do have everything else. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the beautiful aesthetic of the line. Everything is black and white, and I love that it is very clean. It is very focused, but it also did give me a little bit of The Ordinary vibes, but taken up a notch. The first product I have here is the vitamin C23. This is their vitamin C serum. This is the product that I actually used first from this entire line, and this bottle is almost finished, so we are doing it just on time. So this is a 23% vitamin C serum that also has a super vitamin E and hyaluronic acid, and this is an L-ascorbic acid based vitamin C. So this is not your vitamin C derivatives. This is the potent form of vitamin C that if your skin can tolerate, I usually recommend that you do absolutely try L-ascorbic acid. Now, I'm not going to go over all the potential benefits of vitamin C. I've talked about that ad nauseum on this channel in posts, and actually COSRX has a very nice detail on their website in terms of what each of these ingredients will actually try to target in your skin. What I want to actually focus on is the percentages that they use, what they combined it with, and my experience with the product in terms of texture, usage, and so on. So usually, I personally don't really use L-ascorbic acid serums over 15%. I have found that 15% is like my sweet spot, especially the Cos de Baja one. You all know that I have been using that for quite a long while, and I have tried other L-ascorbic acid based serums, and while I have been able to use those, I had to kind of use it like every other day, a couple times a week, because if I would use it every single day, my skin will get a little bit irritated. But I have been able to use the Cos de Baja 15% every day without issues, and my skin really does love that. Now, this particular vitamin C is not the first L-ascorbic acid based vitamin C from COSRX. They actually did a collab like several years ago. Was it with Soko Glam or somebody? But they did have something called the Triple C Lightening Vitamin C Serum. I actually used a couple bottles of that. It was also over 20%, and it was one of those serums that I actually used with L-ascorbic acid very early on my trial with L-ascorbic acid. I think that one is no longer on the market, but here we are with another one. Now, I was a little bit to try this one, because it's not even 20%, it is 23%. But you know what, I say I have to do it for the people because I need to let you guys know like how it performed in my skin. And today I am very, very happy to report that my skin has been able to use this without irritation. One of the things that I noticed in the information they present on their website in terms of how people responded to the products is the fact that people were able to use these products without irritation, especially when we're talking about things with higher percentages. That's really important for people to know. Now, that being said, I am not saying that if you're accustomed to L-ascorbic acid that you absolutely need to jump in and try this. This is going to be something that you are going to have to try it for yourself. I'm just saying that given that I usually get irritation at L-ascorbic acid based serums over 15%, I am shocked that my skin did really, really well with this. And that also has to do with formulations. It has to do with how ingredients are combined and all of that. Like I mentioned, they say that this does have hyaluronic acid and it also has something called super vitamin E. And I wanted to find out like what this was. So usually you will find vitamin E in products listed as tocopherol. However, in their products, the vitamin E that they have been using is called, hold on, let me just make sure I can say this properly, tocotrienol, and I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that properly. And that particular form of vitamin E, according to COSRX, is said to have 50 times the antioxidant boosting power than the regular form of vitamin E that you generally find in skincare. That's really big. So we have our vitamin C, we have that vitamin E, which is usually paired with vitamin C, and we also have hyaluronic acid, but they've also put allantoin in here, which is an ingredient that really helps to soothe the skin and relieve irritation. I think that was a really nice choice to pair with something like a potent form of L-ascorbic acid. There is no ferulic acid in this particular one, which is something that you usually find combined with vitamin C to help the stabilization of the product and prevent oxidization as fast as it would usually occur. And this is one of the issues that we do have with vitamin C when it comes to L-ascorbic acid. It is more unstable than vitamin C derivatives, and therefore it will oxidize faster. Hence, one of the reasons I always tell you, if you purchase an L-ascorbic acid based vitamin C, please store it in the refrigerator. You will be doing yourself a favor, helping your money not go to waste, because the product is definitely going to last longer. Just keeping it in the fridge is going to delay that oxidation process for as long as possible. So from the day that I opened this, I have kept it in the fridge. Now, something that I want to mention is that it does have a dropper head here. However, in the box, it did come in that cap, and this was separate. So the point is that once you open it the first time, then you put in the dropper. And once this is sealed, it is fine. Once it's opened, make sure you put it in the fridge. And L-ascorbic acid based serums is not something that I will generally recommend that you buy a ton of and stock up on, simply because you tend to want it as fresh as possible. COSRX also mentions that you should try to use this up within 2 months. And something that I want to point out is that while a lot of serums on the market are usually 30 ml, these are actually 20 ml. So there is less product in the bottle, and you could absolutely finish this in 2 months using it daily. Now, there's 20 ml of product, and something you should keep in mind is that it is also not as cheap as products like from The Ordinary or even the Cos de Baja Vitamin C or some other very affordable L-ascorbic acid serum that you might see. This one is actually $25 US. Not a bad price at all, but it is definitely not the cheapest, but it's nowhere close to some of the very expensive L-ascorbic acid vitamin C serums that you can get on the market. And before I forget, something that is really, really important to tell you, when you get this vitamin C serum, it's not going to be clear. And some people tend to like that when they open an L-ascorbic acid based vitamin C that it's clear. It's not. On their website, you will actually see a photo of the color of the serum, how it should be when you just open the bottle. And it is like a very light yellow color. And this is what mine looks like now, almost 2 months in. And it has gotten a little darker, but still it's not like orange and so on, so that I know that it is no longer potent at all. And I have been keeping this in the refrigerator. So my experience with this vitamin C, I absolutely love it. Besides the fact that I did not experience any irritation with this vitamin C, yes, I'm so happy. I do love the texture of this. It is hydrating, but not as hydrating as the Cos de Baja, and still it's not the thinnest thing that I have experienced. It's somewhere in the middle, but it works beautifully on my skin. I don't feel that it makes me extra oily in the daytime or anything like that, and I really do love using it in the morning. Now, let me just say that when you just open this, especially if you have not smelled L-ascorbic acid before on its own, yeah, you will get that smell. It smells like hot dog water. You know, the water when you just boil hot dog. It's not the most pleasant smell, and that could really like throw you when you just open this. But honestly, the scent is there. It doesn't bother me at all. It dissipates like immediately after application, but I'm just telling you that because when you open it, if you are not expecting that, it is going to throw you and you're going to be like, oh my God, what is wrong with my vitamin C? Absolutely nothing. That's the smell of the ingredient. There is no fragrance or anything in these products, and fragrance is sometimes added to certain products, or certain types of ingredients are added to products to mask how something smells. Do I recommend this one? I do, especially if you are someone that is accustomed to L-ascorbic acid. You want to take it up a notch. You want to try something a little bit stronger. Absolutely recommend that you try this. Honestly, you do not need more than 8 to 15% of L-ascorbic acid to get the benefits and the results of L-ascorbic acid. These are the results of scientific studies, which is why sometimes you wonder like why companies will go higher than that. But I've absolutely enjoyed this. I do see a difference in my skin. It has maintained my skin brightness. It has helped to fade some acne marks that I'm working on right now. So yeah, for the experienced ones, try this. If you are new to vitamin C, I do not recommend that you start with an L-ascorbic acid-based product. Start with a vitamin C derivative and then see how your skin handles it and then graduate. The next item is their niacinamide serum, and this is what it looks like. This is their niacinamide 15. So immediately we get the idea that there is 15% niacinamide in this product. But while a lot of other niacinamide serums on the market will promote that they do have zinc PCA, which this one does have as well, because niacinamide and zinc PCA really pairs well, especially for oily acne prone skin, aka me. But this also has acetylglucosamine. That, as well as the percentage, are the two things that really makes this different. Now, it's important for you to know that niacinamide as low as 2% will give you the known skin benefits that we can get from niacinamide. So honestly, most people actually do not need more than like a 5% niacinamide serum. And on the market, we do have a lot of 10% serums. We have even now some 20% serums. And this one is right in the middle of that. It is 15%. Again, you do not necessarily need a 15% niacinamide serum. And especially if you're more on the sensitive side, some of these products at these stronger percentages could create issues for you. But of course, I needed to try it. This is what COSRX actually said about their niacinamide 15 serum. They said it has a maximum concentration of niacinamide with optimal ratios of synergistic ingredients for total acne control. And again, I'm not going to go through all the amazing benefits of niacinamide. You all would know that niacinamide is one of those ingredients that I brought into my routine years ago, and it is consistently there, whether I'm using it individually like in a product like this or in the formulations of other products, because it really has been one of those ingredients that helped to manage my sebum control. So there's a lot of great benefits for niacinamide, and we also know about zinc PCA because we would have heard about that. But this additional ingredient, which is also called NAG for short, is quite interesting, and there are scientific studies on this ingredient when it comes to skin, but not just skin, but when combined with niacinamide. I will include the PMID number for that study in the comments down below in case you want to go check it out. But basically, that study showed that when NAG is combined with niacinamide, it significantly reduced the appearance of hyperpigmentation, age spots, and uneven skin tone, making it a great combination for treating post-acne marks and tanning issues. Now, again, they included allantoin in this formula as well. So we can see that even though we are getting a little bit of higher percentages, they are mindful of how they are combining this. They are making it a little bit different, but there are also ingredients to help soothe the skin in case of any possible irritation. Now, this niacinamide I absolutely love. The texture is beautiful. So one of the reasons why I love the Cos de Baja niacinamide is because I don't get pilling with that one. Like a lot of people will get pilling with the one from The Ordinary, and the Cos de Baja niacinamide is a solid formula that is also very, very budget friendly. If you do want to take your niacinamide use up a notch and you want to also try something that includes this ingredient as well, this is definitely the one to look at. It pairs beautifully with the vitamin C, because you all know that I use niacinamide with vitamin C, and please y'all, vitamin C and niacinamide can be used together. We have been debunking this myth that they cannot be used together for so long. They can. In fact, they are a powerhouse used together. And so I always combine niacinamide with vitamin C in the morning. So the brand does recommend that you just use 2 to 3 drops. It is a clear serum, and 2 to 3 drops is actually all I need for my skin. It goes on smoothly. My skin is hydrated. I love the texture of this. It pairs beautifully with all my products, and you all know I just layer. So yeah, I am able to do my full skincare routine and I don't get any pilling or any issues. I am also, again, impressed. And I couldn't believe that another niacinamide serum would, be this good. Thank you guys so much for staying with me. You all know we going into the nitty-gritties when it comes to these reviews. So the next two products are both retinol products from COSRX. So they have a retinol 0.1%. This one is a cream, and they have a retinol 0.5%, and this one is an oil. So again, I'm not going to go through all the amazing benefits of retinol. You guys know this. We're just going to be talking about these specific formulas and what I noticed because I have tried both of them. First of all, this 0.1% is definitely targeted to new users of retinol. It is very, very gentle. And if you are someone that wants to get into retinol, you're probably on the sensitive side, you are really afraid of the potential side effects that you can get, especially with regards to dryness and irritation, this 0.1% will be perfect for you, but not only because of the percentage, but because of the type of formulation. So this is actually in a cream formula, which means that it's also already working against the potential drying effects because it is giving you nice hydration and moisture on the skin. So that same super vitamin E that they've paired with the vitamin C serum is also in here, but they've also included panthenol, which is something that's really nice to have in a formula, especially when you are concerned about possible irritation, as well as adenosine. And adenosine is one of those ingredients that you find a lot in Korean well-aging products. It helps with skin elasticity and it helps improve the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. As you will notice, this comes in a tube and the tube is actually sealed. It kind of feels like one of those like medicated ointment types of products. Again, this is 20 ml of product, and there is that tip on the cap, so when you get it, you take it off, you puncture the hole, and your retinol is fresh. That's one of the things that I absolutely love about this. And the formula is really nice and creamy, lightweight, yet hydrating. And you can actually use this in several ways. So in your retinol step, you can actually apply this on a pea-sized amount, guys. A pea-sized amount, dot it all over your face, massage it in, and then you can actually apply your moisturizer on top, and you have double the protection there already. I really don't expect anyone to get dryness or redness with this formula. If you are an experienced retinol user, this will come in handy as an under eye cream because it is a lower percentage of retinol. This would be really good on your under eyes as well as on your neck. I did actually try this on my skin in terms of trying the formula, see how it fits with the other products in my skincare. But this would be one that I will finish off on my neck and eyes because I am, of course, accustomed to much higher percentages of retinol. Absolutely recommend this one for beginners. And finally, the retinol 0.5%, the oil. And this is the one for me because this one is for more experienced retinol users. Usually over the counter, you will see retinol up to 0.3%. This one is 0.5%, and again, they've used pure retinol in their products. It's not combined with derivatives and all of that. If you're someone that is accustomed to retinol already, but you really don't want to take the step to probably retinaldehyde or retinoic acid, etc., then this might be something that you might want to check out. Now, again, the formulas were well thought of because it is 0.5%. Once you start going stronger when it comes to retinol, you also want to take your time in terms of how you bring this into your skincare routine because you want to mitigate any potential side effects until your skin fully adjusts. And something that I should have mentioned is that for both products on their website, they do tell you about the adaptation period. They tell customers exactly how to use this, using it 1 to 2 times per week, starting, allowing your skin to adjust, then gradually adding a night until you get to the frequency that works for you. And I'm really glad that COSRX took the time to include that information on their page. And they absolutely do recommend it with this higher percentage retinol as well, because even if you've been using a 0.3% retinol from over the counter, using a 0.5% will mean that your skin also has to adjust a higher percentage. If you do want to start using this, then it is going to be recommended that you do scale back a little bit, start just a couple times a week, and gradually increase your frequency again. So this one does have that pure retinol as well. They've also put that super vitamin E, but this one is actually based in plant-derived squalane because it is also in an oil base as opposed to probably a serum. This is also going to be a bit protectant when it comes to the potential drying effects of retinol. With this one, you just need 1 to 2 drops to get that dosage of retinol for your skin. And I can see people using this in several ways. So probably after you've done your cleanser, your toner, your essence, serums, whatever it is you use usually before your retinol, you can apply this as your retinol step. You can apply your moisturizer and then apply this on top. You could also mix in those 2 drops with your moisturizer. And especially if you are somebody who's already on the drier side and you really want to use stronger retinols, but you are concerned because your skin is already dry. How can I do this? Using something like this in an oil-based formula is going to be very helpful for you. Now, that being said, while I'm oily, I do not find this to feel very, very heavy or greasy on the skin. It really goes on very, very smoothly. I have really enjoyed using this particular retinol. I have experienced no irritation. I did start using it every other night because my skin is accustomed to now retinaldehyde and so on. I have been able to bring my usage of this up to 6 to 7 nights per week for a couple weeks without experiencing any issues. Now, something that I did notice on the box of the retinol is that on this inner part here on the cover, they actually say that it is recommended to be stored in the refrigerator after opening. I love all these little details that COSRX has included either on the packaging, on the product, on their website, to really give you all the best tips for using their products. So yes, I have been storing this in the refrigerator. So this and my vitamin C stays in my refrigerator simply because manufacturer has recommended it for best protection and potency of your product. All the products actually come with these little information inserts as well. Another very nice touch by COSRX, they actually do show you how to use it, how to actually apply it on the skin. And these are the little things, like while it might seem like you're getting less product because they're all 20 ml and the price may seem like it is higher than other products on the market, the formulas, in my opinion, are well thought out, yet still simple. And they've done these little details for consumers that I absolutely can appreciate. Now, if you're using a more affordable product in any of these lines, do you need to switch? Absolutely not. Do you want to try a new type of formulation? Do you want to take it up a notch a little bit? Do you want to spend a little bit more? Then you can probably absolutely take a look at these new offerings from COSRX. I think they've carved and found a nice spot on the market for these with their formulations, especially in a world where there are so many ingredient focused lines on the market now. And I'd love to hear any comments down below if you've tried any of these, if you started using them. What do you think? Or has it piqued your interest? Was this review helpful? Has it now piqued your interest? What do you think? I'd love to hear about it. And I'm so glad to see these offerings from COSRX on the market, very different from the type of skincare that they would have been doing before. And I hope that in the future we will see more Korean brands jump on board with these type of active ingredients, especially retinol, since I think it's something that should be in almost every skincare brand. I mean, yeah. I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment down below, share it with your friends. It really helps me. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you again in another video soon. Take care. Bye.